Good morning everyone, welcome to Hand in Hand Together. So I've been deliberating whether to do this video today at all really, but two reasons made me decide that I would make this video. The first one is I think it's a really important topic for men to speak up about. It's a topic that men, I feel, need to be comfortable with talking about, but also, you know, that everybody should understand that sometimes this stuff goes on for fellas, and it's quite normal. And the second one was, you know, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you've got of the mind and how the world works, you know, sometimes this shit catches up with you, and sometimes you don't always put everything you know into place, and that's okay. The hardest part is kind of consciously saying that's okay. So I want to talk today about how critical fellas are of themselves, how much pressure they put on their shoulders. Do you know what I mean? I've got to stop saying you know what I mean, sorry about that. We put so much pressure on us to be everything for everybody. Our partners, our family, our friends, the people that we support and work. There's a huge amount of pressure that we put on our shoulders. It's not asked to, no one asks us to put that pressure there, but we do because we want to protect everybody. We want to be seen as important, as if they can lean on us if need to be. So when you're not, the critical voice goes batshit crazy. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, why am I not here, why am I not doing this for them? And what happens with the critical voice is it only takes you one direction, and that fills you with doubt, and you stop doing the stuff that you need to do for yourself, because you get so wrapped up in being everything for everybody else and the fact that you are or you aren't, that your own self-care kind of goes out the window a bit. And that has a knock-on effect. It has a knock-on effect of your self-worth, of your place in the world, of how you see yourself. And I teach all the people that I've supported over the years that to be able to care for other people in your world, you've got to start with caring for you. So when that slips, it can become all-encompassing. So everything you do, you add a negative comment to. You know, the knock-on effect for me personally is my health just goes downhill. But rather than using all the knowledge and all the experience that you have, you do the opposite. So you beat yourself up a little bit more. Now, this doesn't stop you from caring and helping people on their own path. You know, they still get all of you, they still get the best of you, but you're not. Yeah, and when you're not giving the best of yourself to yourself, it eats away, and it becomes tiring and exhausting, and it creates a very, very grey picture of who you are and what your place is in the world. So it's amazing that fellas have this inbuilt need to protect and to look after people that they care for. But what you have to stay aware of, fellas, is if that's taking everything away from your own self-care and your own self-worth, the scales are unbalanced. So you'll only be able to do this for so long before it catches you up and sits you on your backside. Okay, so people out there, allow the fellas around you to speak up and be vulnerable. You know, we're not very good at being vulnerable, fellas, so we hide it, we kind of carry it on our shoulders and our heads and stuff. There's definitely a shift happening in the world where the fellas are feeling more able and supported to speak up about difficult topics. But I feel like there can still be work to be done. Like I say, this embedded in our DNA to be macho and to be strong and to always kind of provide for others and stuff, it's a bit outdated. We're not cavemen anymore. The pressures on us now every day are pretty extreme at times, but lots of them we put on ourselves. You know, and this critical voice is quite often led by our ego that's saying, You know, a man should be able to do this. A man should be able to provide for all these people and keep them safe and look after them and stuff. And most of these people are adults that are living their own lives, that actually can make their own choices and their own mistakes. That's completely up to them. And it's not about getting rid of wanting to care for people, because, you know, we want to care for people. It's about becoming aware of your own, what's the word? What is the word? Invincibility. I remember when I was younger, I felt invincible. I felt like I could take on the world and I'd always come out best. But it's not the case. We're not invincible. Things impact us. Things get into our skin and into our head. So we need to be aware of that, and we need to speak up and reach out. I'm pretty lucky. I've got a close family and another half that's always ready to listen, and mates that are all ready to listen. I don't always choose to use what's at my fingertips, but that's part of that cycle, isn't it, of keeping yourself in that negative thought belief of yourself, because it's very difficult with however much knowledge you've got around what makes you feel better, of putting it in place permanently. Do you know what I mean? So you know, it's easy to say, yeah, but you know how to do this, why don't you just start doing that? Because it's not just as easy as that. You know, your head's in this cycle, and to get out of it, the only thing that you can do, and the only word that really comes to my head, is start being kinder to yourself. You know, I hear myself saying some very derogatory comments to myself at certain times in my life, and that only takes me downwards. It only leads to more derogatory comments. It only makes me feeling more shit about myself than I did already. So, you know, don't be scared about being vulnerable and speaking up. Being kind to yourself and being vulnerable is not unmanly. In this day and age, it's more manly to be able to reach out and ask for help, even if it's not professional help, even if it's just, excuse me mate, you ain't got 10 minutes, I can have a chat, just need to get some stuff off my chest. It makes such a huge difference. There's some wonderful pages out there and websites and charities that are helping fellas all over the place to speak out, but you know, you can lead a horse to water and all that, but you've got to make the first move, the same as I've had to make the first move, and it's not easy. You know, I'm struggling to be kind to myself and to say that it's okay to be struggling at times. Do you know what I mean? You're only human, and we are only human, lads. All right, so you know, this video really is about letting you know you're not on your own, letting you know it's a situation that lots and lots of fellas experience, and to change it takes big effort at times, you know, because you get in your comfort zone of feeling crappy and criticising yourself. Yeah, so the first bit is to start noticing it, and tell someone close to you that, you know, you're feeling a bit weighed down at the moment. Okay, the other people in your life that you're trying to protect and care for and stuff, they know you're there. Okay, you don't have to be there 24/7 for everybody else in the world. It's got to start with you. So like I say, it's a difficult topic for me to talk about, because my critical voice, probably for most of my life, has had a huge impact on me and how I am and how I see myself in the world. Sometimes it takes me a day to get out of it, and sometimes it can take months. But the one thing that's always got me out of it is talking about it and starting to be a bit kinder to myself and not put myself under so much pressure. Okay, so lads, you know, let me know your experience of your critical voice. Why do you think it's there? You know, why are we so drawn to, you know, protecting everybody and being everything for everybody else? Why do we fall into the trap of not believing that self-care for ourselves is as important as it is for everybody else? You know, if I saw a great quote the other day that was like, you know, if anybody else in the world spoke to you like you speak to yourself, what would you do? Yeah, probably wouldn't have much to do with them, really. You know, and that's what you're telling the back of your head. I don't really want much to do with it. You're a bit of an arse. You're not very nice. Yeah, it's just not the case. Yeah, so give yourself a break. Speak up. Let the people around you know. Put your ego aside for a little bit. Yeah, and make yourself important in your own life. All right. So I hope it helps. You know, this whole channel for me was created so that my experience and knowledge of the world and the universe and how the mind works and stuff can get out to a bigger audience. Yeah, I want more people to learn from my experiences, the experiences of the people I support and work with, who are all on amazing journeys. You know, it was to get it out to the bigger world. So if you know any lads, you know, your husbands or your brothers or, you know, your mates, show them the link. Yeah, give them that little leg up onto the ladder that sometimes us fellas need. You know, sometimes we need someone to come to us and say, what's going on? I think you're struggling a little bit at the moment. Yeah, because sometimes it's difficult for us to go, look, I'm in a bad place. Yeah, but if someone's noticed, don't be scared of saying to your fella, you know, or your mate or your dad or, you know, whatever, you're okay. Yeah, because sometimes that's all it takes. Yeah, sometimes it's just about listening and giving someone the opportunity to talk. All right, so yeah, if you're not subscribed already, then please hit the subscribe button down the bottom. Click on the bell so that you get notifications and stuff, and spread the word. Yeah, let's try and get men talking and try and make a difference to somebody's life. Yeah, okay. Thank you for listening. Take care.